Hi, everybody. It's Mike from Here, the Watchman, and here is the first edition of the Morning Recon. We are going to do a report every morning as early as we can about the local news, about the national news, about what's going on in your world and what you need to pay attention to. It's going to be brief, it's going to be short, it's just going to give you an idea of what you need to follow. On a local level, Lemhi County has fallen into the mask requirement for the COVID thing. It's up to you folks. You want to wear a mask when you go in, it's mandatory. My suggestion is if you don't want to wear a mask like me, then just don't go and shop or send your business to places that require a mask. It's that simple. We don't need to irritate people and all that. It's all your own choice as far as I'm concerned. Don't let the government mandate your health care. Sorry about that. Studio light just went out, so we're going to just continue on like this. The Socialist Convention opened up today. It's the Democratic Convention. And you know what's amazing? The Washington Post is saying that their polls show that Biden is ahead 53% to 41% over Trump. Big surprise there by the polls in the Washington Post. Anyway, I don't buy it, but listen, it's going to be important that you vote, whether you mail your vote in, however it turns out, make sure you vote. I don't think any of us want Joe Biden and Kamala Harris running our country. I mean, look what a great job the Democrats have done, like in Portland, Seattle, uh, other cities across the country where there's just massive upheaval and revolt. Pay attention, folks. You need to get out and you need to vote. Death Valley. Now, here's an interesting little fact. Death Valley recorded the highest temperature on Earth at 130 degrees the other day. The previous record, which was set in 1913 in Death Valley, was 134. I mean, things are heating up, to say the least. That's awfully hot. And I know we need to watch what's going on across the country with the weather, and just pay attention to these signs that are happening across the country. Diamond and Silk, you know the popular duo, they're sisters. You know what they do. You know they're staunch conservatives. They've been kicked off of Fox News. They will no longer be on there. It's all over the COVID-19 conspiracy theories that Fox says that they proliferated on Fox News. However, you got to take a look at this, folks, and you got to understand that Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson were reporting the exact same thing, and they're still there. Go figure that one out. So take a look at that. Fox News used to be our friend. I'm not sure they are anymore, but just pay attention and be aware of what's happening. Uh, gold. Gold hit 1961 an ounce. Why? Really, who knows why? We can surmise why because of what's happening globally due to the COVID virus. But also, you want to take a look at what Warren Buffett did by taking big positions in gold. It's an interesting story to follow. Go to Steve Quayle's site and you'll see more about that. Now, this one's very troubling. Several universities in the U.S. have set up systems, so that students can report on each other as to if they see anyone breaking the COVID rules. What is a COVID rule? I mean, that's amazing. And what they're trying to do at the universities right now, they've already polluted the minds of our youth. What they're trying to do now is turn them into snitches, just like Hitler did when he asked his citizens to turn in the Jews in hiding. Go figure this. Do you see what's going on in the university systems? This goes on in Miami, Texas, New Orleans. They've all encouraged their students, their college students, to turn one another in. So has, Yale. Yale's gotten in. They've set up a hotline. The University of North Georgia, whose plea to students to police each other, prompted the Southeastern Legal Foundation to pen a letter warning that this system may violate students' privacies and freedom of speech. Do you think? I mean, come on. This is like off the hook, crazy socialism on its way into America through our youth, changing our country into a socialist regime, which we all know is one step away from communism. Make your voice heard. Let them know, especially if you have a young college age child who is a part of this and who is being asked to do this. Let them know they need to stand up, and as Nancy Reagan used to say, just say no. So let's take a look at that. You can see more of that over on Infowars.com. And now lastly for today on August 17th, we got to look at something troubling. New Media. It's an online news service. Again, you can go to Steve Quayle's website and see this article. You know what? Millie Weaver is scheduled to have her first court hearing this morning after spending a weekend in jail. That's right, a weekend in jail. And why? Her arrest, Weaver's arrest, came on the eve of the release of an 82-minute documentary called Shadowgate. That's right, Shadowgate. It's an expose of the deep state with the assistance of two individuals who are known as whistleblowers. Her arrest and incarceration in Portage County Jail in Ravenna, Ohio, immediately raised suspicions that she was subjected to a scary, scary new level of intimidation and censorship. This is what's happening out there today. I mean, this is what's going on in America. The voice of conservatives, the voice of those exposing what the deep state is doing, it's getting ugly out there. You look at other news breaking out there. There's a new vaccine. The stock in the company, I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of the company, went up 40%. Guess who's behind it? Bill and Melinda Gates. So you want to look at that too. I mean, look, folks, if you don't get it by now, with all the reporting out there that's going on off of mainstream media, if you don't get that this whole COVID-19 thing, while it is a virus, and yes, I do understand that people have died just like they've died from the flu, if you don't understand that all of this is about control, then you need to wake up and smell the county coffee. Get out there and do your own research. You don't have to just listen to me. But I will say that any time the government mandates something like masks, like Joe Biden is behind, mandates it and says you must wear one, they are mandating your own health care. They are saying that you are not adult enough to handle your own business, to stay away from people if you want to social distance. They say that you're a child and you need to be mandated. And once that happens, it opens the door, folks, for things to be mandated that you don't want mandated. Well, look, that's going to wrap it up. As I said, we're going to be short and brief here on the Morning Recon. Have a great day. Come back tomorrow. See the next episode of the Morning Recon. Thanks so much for joining us. You can find more out about Hear the Watchmen, MEN, at hearthewatchmen.com.